Yo, what's up, boys and girls, men and women? It's Sexy Mr. Mustard here on a ride. And right now, let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm bringing you installment 2. Episode 2, if you will, of Dad Stories. Now, all these stories, seeing as how they're called Dad Stories, are going to involve my dad. And today we are going to involve his dad as well. So it is a family fest. So, once again, this story involves fishing, and it also involves shit. So, back about the time when my dad was my age, I'm 28, he might have been a little younger. He took my grandfather fishing. What they did not know about this trip is it would end in a shitty destruction mess. No pun intended. As you probably have gathered even by the first episode and the title of this one, my dad loves to fish, so he took my grandfather fishing. And everything was going good, you know, all that fatherly son chit chat and such. But as you probably know, fishing plus fatherly son chit chat can turn into a bad thing. It could turn into needing to take a dump. My grandfather, basically nature was calling, you know. The man needed the shit. Now, one thing you need to know about this, my dad, this was before he really even had a nice boat. My dad was fishing in an old, just like John boat piece of shit with a gas motor on the back of it. So, now knowing my grandfather was extremely straight-laced as well. Don't you fucking come out. So my grandfather is extremely straight-laced, kind of like my dad, but even more so. So he just hears it in the background. He's like, crank the boat. He's like, crank the boat. My dad's like, why? He's like, what's going on? He's like, crank the boat. So my dad by that time knows what the deal is. He needs to head to the bank. That's what we call it, heading to the bank. This is when disaster strikes. And let me tell you why. Because anytime that you need to take a shit, if there's an obstacle that can happen in between you and getting to the bank, it is going to happen. And what happened was my dad could not get the boat cranked. So my grandfather sit back there, crank the boat. You got to crank the boat. I got to get to the bank. Crank the boat. It's just the desperation. Y'all know if you've ever almost shit your pants, the desperation of needing to go and not being able to. Finally gets the boat cranked. And this is just a huge debacle already. You spent 2 or 3 minutes, which is an eternity when you need to shit. Got the boat cranked. He starts heading to the bank. And wouldn't you have it, as luck would have it, he gets hung on a stump. And they're sitting there. My grandfather is just having none of this. He is being, you know, he's just like, you got to get me the bank. You got to give me the bank. And the boat is sitting there hung on some stumps. Which, really, you have to rock the boat to get the thing unhung. My dad's rocking the boat, which is hell on somebody trying to shit. Nature just needed to go right then. So my grandfather could not wait any longer. The man jumps in the water, starts running from the bank. And my dad said all he heard as this man finally made it to the bank was screaming, "It's too late!" as he's running through the woods. And then about a minute later, he says he just sees this shit-soaked pair of boxers just go flying up in the woods and just dangling in a tree. What in the fuck is this goober ass doing? He's letting me by, bitch. I'm about to turn around. So basically, now we have a shit-soaked pair of boxers in a tree. And we have this story to tell. So that's what came out of this. It's almost stall. So yeah, guys, that was installment 2 of Dad Stories. And we will have many, many more to come. If you like that, you want to hear more, hit that like, or, what, I can't even talk. Hit that subscribe button right there. As always, like, comment, subscribe. I love to talk to you guys in the comments. Love to go for a ride with any of y'all one day. So yeah, guys, hit that subscribe button, leave me a message. I will see y'all on the next